I am a big believer that eventually asset-based coins will replace small cap stocks. The SEC has built some platforms that they've allowed to be dealer brokers to issue these. There's a big deal coming in New York in the next 3 weeks. I'm involved in it. It's under NDA, but it's $400 million coin issuance for a real estate asset that you've heard of.
What?
And yes, I'm going to bring this forward as soon as I
Tell me
can
what you
disclose it.
can.
So the idea is that an owner of a very prestigious brand hotel in this city is going to internationally issue an asset-based coin for ownership, and you'll participate in the distribution of a smart contract through the blockchain. You will be an owner of a third of this hotel.
Wow.
If this works, it's going to be the first of its kind. I'm very excited about it.
Because it's real assets behind the whole thing.
And it's SEC approved. This is the issuance, instead of a stock, a share, it's a coin with a smart contract approved by the SEC. I'm excited about it. I'm involved in it. I hope it works.
But that's very different than Bitcoin.
But that's where we're going with this thing. That's where we're going to go with this Coinbase stuff.
What is it, just a more securitized way of doing this?
It's completely liquid, completely transparent, and the smart contract gives you ownership in perpetuity. You can sell the coin to somebody. The blockchain smart contract discloses
So this
that.
really puts on its head the notion of going public. I mean, instead of going public on the New York Stock Exchange, you're here at the NASDAQ, for instance, you could do this, right? Cut out the investment bankers potentially, or limit their fees.
I'm in glee over
And you're
this.
giving investors assets as opposed to an ICO, initial coin offering, in which there may not be anything there. It's more like a donation to the company.
Sure, and the issuer is thinking, instead of paying 5 to 7% commission, they may get millions of people buying $20 or $50 worth of this asset. So the cost of the issuance is very low, if it works.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm excited, but let's wait and see.
If it works, you're going to see tremors across Wall Street, because that's going to disrupt.
It's 400 million.
Here.
It's a big number. It's enough to. That's not a huge number on Wall Street, but it's enough to say this works.
Can we book you right now?
I
when
will
you could
come
talk more
back, and
about
I will
this?
be. I just, you know, I wish I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it now for 2 months.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
the
think
details that you've given us right now are already exciting enough.
they're exciting,
Yeah.
and I think there's a lot of others looking at this. The key is to go to the regulator and say, I want to work with you. I don't want to tear the world apart. I want to be regulated. I want to do this by the rules. You know, I've done so many of these crypto conferences where people are, you know, anarchists. I want to destroy government and all that stuff. I don't want to destroy any government. I want to make money.
How much money is this going to raise?
It'll be the issuance. The market cap's 400 million.
So it's going to be one of the biggest.
It will be the biggest
initial
one, if it
offerings
works,
to date.
If it works.
Yeah.
You said that it's SEC approved.
SEC approved.
I mean, the difference is that the SECs are against ICOs, which don't have assets behind it, but because this is securitized,
And there's a prospectus,
they are
Melissa.
behind it.
There's
Yeah,
a
exactly. As long
prospectus.
as you have the marketing materials, just like any other
all
offering.
online with a smart contract and ownership to an asset-based coin. I'm very excited.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC.
I
on
find that
YouTube.
to be huge. Don't forget to check out CNBC. I'll leave the link in the description. It's your boy, Bitcoin Trapper. Let's go. So PayPal reaches 85% of Binance US volume in first month. It has been less than a month since PayPal began offering crypto services, and volumes are already soaring. Of course, PayPal is huge. At 25 million American users on PayPal are closing in on Binance US trading volume within a month since launch crypto services. Crypto rush on PayPal. PayPal's began crypto offering in October, and yesterday lifted the waiting list period, making crypto available to all eligible US customers. The payment giant partners with Paxos for the initiative. The daily volume on Paxos trading service Itbit Exchange has risen since less than 5 million in October to nearly 25 million on November 13th. Throughout, it's unclear whether this spike is directly related to PayPal opening its crypto operations. Few others event could have sparked such activity. I don't think anything else sparked it. I think it all had to do with PayPal launching their service. So in comparison, the 24-hour volume on Binance US is close to 30 million. Nevertheless, the daily trading volume on other US-based exchange like Kraken and Coinbase Coinbase Pro is greater than $500 million. Definitely PayPal. This all has to do with PayPal. I'm not giving credit to nobody else. This definitely has to do with PayPal because the amount of people in the US that wanted to buy Bitcoin and crypto, now they have a place that they could buy Bitcoin and crypto. And the thing about PayPal, PayPal's not new to them. These people are already using PayPal on a daily basis. So it's just simple for them to just, oh, I want some Bitcoin and buy it and leave it there. But another thing is, I never checked this exchange out. I definitely have to give it a link after because it seems interesting. This video is very interesting. I want you guys to take a look at and listen to what he's saying because he's talking about what's going on and what's going to happen next, pretty much. So take a look at this and I'll come back.
I would agree that what this crisis is in the process of doing is it is accelerating a lot of pre-existing technological change. So technological change raises productivity generally, and over long periods of time, those gains tend to be broadly shared. But in the short term, that may or may not be the case. And I along with many others, will leave social media out of it, by the way, in terms of adding to productivity. Not sure I would say that for social media. But for other kinds of technology, I would say it. And in this particular situation, I would worry that the changes, we're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy. And it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers who, as Andrew just mentioned, it's relatively low-paid public-facing workers in the service sector who are bearing the brunt. This is largely minorities and women, or skewed toward minorities and women, and relatively low-paid. So those people are going to struggle to get back to work in their old jobs, or in many cases in new jobs. So, I think you'll see more telework. You'll see probably the acceleration of automation. All of that was in the process of happening, but you're going to see much more of it. And I guess that for me, the main takeaway from all of this is that even after the unemployment rate goes down and the economy is, and there's a vaccine, there's going to be probably a substantial group of workers who are going to need support as they find their way in the post-pandemic economy, because it's going to be different in some fundamental ways.
100% things are going to be different. That's for sure. I don't think that we are going back to the same thing that we were doing. I'm not gonna lie. That would be crazy. But that's a very interesting video because these are the people that you don't see every day in the news, and they're not the one that's in front on the front of your newspaper or your local news outlet. So it's good for people to see what's going on, what's really going on, because everybody's distracted by this C-19, and they're also distracted by the election in the U.S. The election in the U.S. is not as important as what's really going on. So if you want, listen to that video again. It's important. It's very important. And those people in the video are some big people. All right, next. This is not really news. This is just something I saw when I was looking at some crypto things on the CNN. But I'm not going to lie to you. In all my life, I've never seen anything like this. Like, I really do see and believe that China is ahead of us. And China, I really do think China is the future. Check this out. I find that very interesting. They use a machine to relocate a building. That is crazy. That I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That's nuts. Anyways, this was an old piece of news, but I'm not sure. I don't think I covered it or I looked at it or I didn't see much about it. But this was happening on November 11th. So, like 5 days ago. So, African startup should tokenize to break bias funding cycles. I think I think this is really good. I really do. I really do believe that Africa would be better if a lot of things were tokenized. And so, say a lot of us people that want to invest into some things or into Africa, that we would be able to do it, because I really do think Africa is the greatest place on earth. It's the biggest continent, and every country like Europe, Canada, US, a lot of other countries is it, like a mosquito comes and suck your blood. That's what I think a lot of countries they benefiting so much off Africa, but they're not giving Africa nothing. They're taking everything from Africa, all their precious metals. So I hope things do change. I do see a change coming to Africa. I really do. But and that's why I noticed another thing with China. China is getting a lot into Africa. I know they've been into Africa, but recently everybody wants to unbank and all that. All the people in Africa and stuff. You have to understand that these people don't give nothing for free. So if they want to bank the unbanked, for sure they're benefiting more than what we really think. But Africa is a place that they make look like it's the worst place on earth, and it's actually the most beautiful place on earth. To me, I'm not saying that's everybody else, because everybody country is beautiful, but they always make our countries look the worst, and it's actually the nicest. So, okay, so in Africa, there's a long running feud between white. Anyways, I'm not gonna get too deep into this because this is has a little bit of news on crypto, like it's the tokenize and stuff like that. This is more about probably what's going on. I'm not gonna read all of that. This video is already long enough. So don't forget to check out CoinDesk and Twitter, tweet. And yeah, you can find a lot of other news on here when it comes to Coinbase articles and stuff like that. Anyways, that's it for this video. Check you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You already know.